Okay, so we're going to be talking about trading etiquette today. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, though you know how this goes with me. You'll see, I'll flip this off in a minute and put on a 5-minute Summons on Sewers run. Remember, Ebonbane doesn't have a place in the game unless you're making an S tier Amazon mapper. So, when you have an item, you can find similar item with this button. This is a very weird armor. This is my Rathma armor. There probably will be nothing like it. But if there's nothing like it, look what I can do. I can just take off a couple of the weirder mods that are very good. Hit it again. Nothing yet. Okay, let's take off a few more. Okay, uh-oh. I can't find my item. I'm down to 2 items. What do I... Oh, there's the corrupted button. Sorry. Fuck. There. Okay, now I have a bunch of Rathma item armors, and look, they're probably all priced pretty appropriately, too. Yeah. For a specific Rathma killing armor, that's, yeah, look, there's plenty of comps out here. So, even something super weird, if you have to lower it down to the base stats of it, you can still find things that are similar. Okay? So, let's talk about offers, pricing, and the trade itself. What's happened is a influx of people are playing the game because I think a couple of PoE streamers, and maybe Llama's stream has got, PD2's got showcased there, and every time there's an influx of players, like when someone makes a big video that get PD2 people to play it, the new players coming in just don't understand the trade etiquette, or they don't care because they're coming from other old or newer games where kind of scummy trading practices are acceptable. And I would like to believe it's ignorance, but I do believe it's mostly malice. So, when we're talking about offers, with the Find Similar Items button, guys, it is considered by most people to be bad manners to list an item for offer. It does not matter what you think, it just is. And I understand that there are arguments for offers. If you have a big item with like a desecration, but you put it up and say 48 hours, here's the current offer, and you go from there. Every argument I've ever heard for offers never played out. It was never a good argument. It was things like, I don't have the time to look up every item in the game. Well, then you don't have time to get max value. New players might not know what they're doing. Well, that's why there's the Find Similar Item button. Like, if I'll take any offer if you just offer something fair, then list it for 5 Worldstone shards. Like, it does not play out, and if you are one of those people, you're in the 5% of players who use offers properly. Most people do it like, there was a guy the other day on a Pierce A-Rack, offer, okay, or a Valkwing, it was 3-socket Valkwing, offer. There was one up for a low rune, so I offered 1 high rune. He immediately, doesn't respond to me, by the way. Hang on. Doesn't respond to me, and immediately changes the, sorry, doing a trade, immediately doesn't respond to me, changes the price to 2 high runes or offer, just waiting for me to like search it again to see if he's doing anything. When I don't respond after an hour, he changes it back to offer. Like, that's most people who use offers. And when you put up offer thinking, I'm being fair and ethical in trading, no, you're not. You're just contributing to those assholes. You're giving them, you're either one of them and you're lying, or you're giving them more carte blanche to do what they do. And it's just not considered good manners to scum out every bit of value from an item. It just isn't. So please don't do it. Even when you put in offer on the damn trade site, it says don't be like that at the bottom. Even the devs do not like the offer crowd. They're just not going to police offers. They're just not going to police trading. But it's not good manners or good trade etiquette to list anything for offer in Season 10 anymore. Let's just get that argument out of the way first. Now, in terms of pricing. Wow. Okay, another thing to do. Don't put up an offer and then 5 minutes later you've already bought something else. Maybe give someone more than 5 minutes to respond to an offer. My lord. See what I mean? It's just the trade. This is why I'm ranting about this, because the trading is just driving me insane this season. Anyway, when you have a price for something, Worldstone shards are not worth 0.01, guys. They might be later in the season, They're starting to get there now, but if you are going to change the price of an item using Worldstone shards, or change the runes, or use runes that are in flux about their value, you need to let the person know. It is not cool when I have an item isted for an ist. You say, hey, I want to buy your item for an ist. I get into the game and you go, well, how does 15 Worldstone shards sound? No, it doesn't sound like what I asked for. Think about it this way: if you were to do this in any of these things in real life, would you actually do them? Because if you wouldn't, it's bad manners. Think about when you're on the road and someone cuts you off. You scream at them, you call them a fucking idiot, and you give them the finger, right? You wouldn't do that if someone cut in line at the shopping center, right? You would, or the shopping center, the grocery store. You might get confrontational. You might say, hey, the line's back there, buddy, or something. That was the whitest thing I could have ever said. But the point is, you wouldn't put your middle finger up to the guy and say, fuck you. You wouldn't act like that. You probably wouldn't cut someone off in traffic if there was actually consequences for you doing that. You know what I mean? We're all going somewhere on the highway, so because you don't have to face the consequences, you do scummier things. And that's what the anonymity of the internet has always been, but it is still not good manners or good business practice or anything to change what the currency is. It just isn't. Imagine if you showed up to an online Facebook deal or something and said, hey, I have Mexican pesos, but don't worry, you can go to the bank and convert them. Like, that would not be good manners in the slightest. Please let people know what runes or what you're offering. It takes 2 seconds to type in, hey, you right click with the respond to the offer thing and type in parentheses, offer, this is what I'm offering. There's no reason to do that, or change to Worldstone shards or change the runes unless you're trying to scum someone out of value. There just isn't. Or you think they won't accept the offer or the way that you've priced it. And if you don't think that, then maybe you shouldn't be offering that. Again, it's not about whether this is smart or efficient trading, really. This is not good manners, okay? Don't do it. Other thing, it is technically a bannable offense if you change the list item when you right click and say, hey, I'm responding to this offer for whatever your perfect diamonds, and you change it to 30 perfect diamonds, or the reverse when you're trying to buy something. That's not just not just bad manners, it's a bannable offense, technically speaking. So please don't do that. And lastly, in terms of the trade etiquette, this one's gonna be real bitchy, guys. This is how it works. Someone comes into the game. I am buying the item. I walk up to the person. I know drop trading is not encouraged by the devs. They're full of it. We did drop trading before the window screen bug. It was always drop trading. The way it works, I walk in, I drop the currency on the ground. I prove to the guy I have what he asked for. He drops the item. I grab the item, he grabs the currency. I say thank you for the trade. He says thank you for the trade. That way everything is smooth and we know everyone's happy with the price, what was put on the ground, the whole shebang. It is super awkward when I drop my items on the ground or my currency. The guy runs and picks it up and then runs to his stash, and I'm sitting here for 60 seconds while he looks for the item. It is pretty bad manners to not be prepared for the trade. That's why I said don't be spam trading and I'm going to send off 15 offers and take the best one. You give 3 or 4 minutes in between the trade. It's just common courtesy to do these things. And right now, like I said, the trading scene is just off the rails, kind of bad manners, scumminess, and guys, it needs to stop. We had largely stamped this out, and this influx of new players is honestly pretty annoying. So please don't do these things. Please have some manners and etiquette when you're trading in PD2, and old man will stop yelling at clouds now. See you later.